"This is ridiculous," shouts Eric, and Merle shrugs and smiles as if to say, "So what?" Eric tries again. "Have we done this before?" he calls. Merle is a few strokes away. He pulls his way over to her and tries again. "Have we done this before?" Merle shrugs again. "I feel like we've done this before," he says intently, "but a long time ago. A very long time ago." She's gone under the water again. Eric thinks about his life, something he usually avoids because it has not always been an easy one. He wonders if a few moments of utter joy can be worth a lifetime of struggle. Maybe, he thinks. Maybe if they're the right moments. And that is my favorite passage from this book, Midwinterblood by Marcus Sedgwick. So Midwinterblood is a fantasy novel. It is written by Marcus Sedgwick. It is a 2014 Printz Award winner. This is the book that put Marcus Sedgwick on the map, so to speak. And it is perhaps one of my favorite books that I have read this summer. So this book features two people, Eric and Merle. And instead of being told in a novel format, it's told in 7 short stories. Each of these short stories is from a different time period. So you start off in 2073 and you go backwards in time to the time of the Vikings. In each of these short stories, there are 2 souls and they're trying to find each other. This book talks about love. It's a love that is so deep and is so real and so enduring that it spans centuries and time gone by, because it starts off in the time of the Vikings before time is even really recorded and ends in 2073 in the future. So it's set on this island called Blessed Island, and every story revolves around this island. And on this island, you have the main conflict of these 2 souls trying to find each other. And the hidden conflict almost is the far side of the island. So there's the north side of the island where everybody lives and where it's always sunny and everything is happy, and then you have the far side of the island. The far side of the island is where the dragon flower grows. It's a very mysterious flower that has strange properties, and it's also where the climax of each of these 7 short stories is going to happen. There's going to be something horrible that happens in each of the 7 stories, and all of those horrible things take place on the far side of the island for a reason. So as you read the book, you're going to get farther and farther into the history of the island, and you're eventually going to find out why the far side of the island is the way it is, why people avoid it, and why it is so pivotal to Eric and Merle's story. It's one of my favorite books. If you like to read romance novels, this book is for you. This is about a beautifully written romance novels. The characters are well written. The plot is riveting. I started reading it and I thought I would read it for 30 minutes and then go to dinner. I opened it. I didn't want to go to dinner. I didn't eat. I didn't do anything until I finished this book. It took me 2.5, 3 hours. And when I was done, I was like, oh, that's it? It's over? So this is a book that readers will definitely devour. This is a book that you're going to want to know more about, and you're going to want to keep reading it. And after you're done reading, you're going to be like, oh man, it's done. And you're going to want to know what to read, because this book is so beautifully written that you don't know what else to read. The good news is that Marcus Sedgwick writes like this in all of his books, and there are 2 books that if you like Midwinterblood, you will like these. The first one is Ghosts of Heaven. This is Marcus Sedgwick's newest book. It was written in 2015, and it is about the history of creation. That's essentially what it is. This book is also told in short stories instead of a novel format. So you're going to have 4 different quarters, 4 different stories, and they're going to start in caveman times and end with someone who is pioneering the first space flight to inhabit a new planet. So it goes from the super, super deep past to the super, super deep future. All of these stories feature a journey that these characters go on. These journeys will help these characters discover things about themselves and how to survive, and it will talk to them about the creation of life itself. All of these stories feature the same symbol, a spiral. So this book is very good if you like Midwinterblood and you like the way it's set up. You'll like Ghosts of Heaven. The second one that I want to talk to you about is White Crow. White Crow is also another novel by Marcus Sedgwick. This is a kind of creepy novel, however. It has 3 different narrators. You have Rebecca, who is a 15-year-old girl in the 21st century. You have another person who is in Rebecca's time in the 21st century, but this person is actually a supernatural being and can transform into a crow. And then you have a doctor and a pastor from the 1700s. So all three of these characters are going to be in the book, and they're going to be talking to you about the town of Winterfold. Winterfold is where everything takes place. It is where the supernatural creature lives. It is the town Rebecca comes to live with her father after something terrible happens to her. It's also where the doctor and the doctor/priest starts researching something. This book has a lot of devil worship and allusions to witchcraft. So if you are interested in that kind of novel, but you like the way Marcus Sedgwick writes, this book is for you. If you haven't checked out any of Marcus Sedgwick's books, you need to, but first you have to read Midwinterblood, because it is the best book that he has written, in my opinion. It's the one that won him the Prince Award, and it is the one that will hook you and keep you wanting to read his books. So, thank you very much.